What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And as I said yesterday, coming into this game, looking for a series win, I wanted Zack Wheeler to go out there and probably have the best start of his season today. And I honestly thought he did have the best start of his season. He battled through the entire thing. Yes, there were a lot of deep counts, but hey, allowed a couple of hits, got out of some jams, battled throughout the entire game. Even Rob Thompson tried to give a little flashback to World Series Game 6, pulling Zack Wheeler in that 6th inning, but it didn't happen. Rob Thompson let Zack Wheeler go out and finish the job, and he did just that. I thought Zack Wheeler was really good in this ballgame. And what else? The bottom of the lineup getting a lot of hits, driving in a lot of runs. Nick Castellanos with a pimp job in this game. Absolute moonshot. Kody Clemens, again, out of all people, he crushes one near the second deck. And the Phillies bullpen, they tack on a couple of more runs to make it more comfortable, and they really don't have to use any of their main guys. Really, the only main guy they did use was Seranthony Dominguez in that 7th inning. He gets out of his situation, and then you tack on a couple of more runs, make it a 6-0 lead. Then you go to Vasquez, then you go to Marte. Yeah, Vasquez does give up the home run, but at the end of the day, he did a very solid job after that. And Junior Marte, he allowed an infield hit, but overall, it was no big deal there. So, hey, got the job done. Didn't have to use any of your major guys out of the bullpen, which is a very nice thing, especially heading into tomorrow when you have a chance to go to the sweep tomorrow night. Bailey Falter on the mound. Hopefully, he can bounce back from his start against the Seattle Mariners, and hopefully this offense can give him some production, because that's been, the one thing that's been hurting Bailey Falter so far this year. He's been doing a solid job regardless of his last start against Seattle. The offense really hasn't done squat for him. So hopefully they can come out tomorrow, get him a nice lead, and he can work from there. Then your bullpen does the rest of the job, so we can get ourselves a little sweep down there in Houston. That would just feel a little bit nice. Yeah, it won't fully cover the sting of what happened in the World Series, but you can feel a little better coming out of this weekend, knowing that your Philadelphia Phillies are playing a lot better than they have been over the past couple of weeks. And especially it's happening against good teams in this league, good teams that were in the playoffs last year. So, yeah, really good to see that. Really good to see that overall. Got yourself a nice win. And that's what I said yesterday. This was the most important thing that I was looking for coming into the series was Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler. Aaron Nola goes 8 strong innings last night, and Zack Wheeler goes 6 strong innings in this one. And for those two that have really good starts against this Houston Astros team, even though, yes, they are missing a couple of people, Yordan Alvarez did come back into the lineup today, and of course he was very annoying as ever, but overall, when you're able to come into this series with the way their guys have been struggling on the mound, Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola, they did have a couple of better starts in their last outings, but this is really the true starts for them for something to build off of. Aaron Nola, especially last night with how good he was, and Zack Wheeler tonight. Zack Wheeler, definitely, I didn't notice really much velocity dip at all. Like, you'll grant it, like, throughout the ball game, you'll see him dip to, like, 95, but that's really the lowest I saw him dip to. He was consistent 97, 98 miles an hour with his fastball. He was really basically just consistent the entire night. Sadly, he just got into a lot of 3-ball counts just because that's how stingy the Astros lineup is, but he battled and he found ways to get out of those situations. Didn't allow that many hits either, so let's look at Zack Wheeler's stat line for today. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts on 104 pitches. Rob Thompson was going to come out to maybe try to get him during that 6th inning, but Zack Wheeler said, "No, Rob, we're not doing that again, and I'm going to finish this inning." That's exactly what he did. Rest of the bullpen, Seranthony Dominguez, he allowed 1 hit, but he struck out 2 batters, 21 pitches there. Andrew Vasquez allowed the home run to Pena, but basically, besides that, he only needed 17 pitches to finish that part of the inning. And then Junior Marte comes out, only throws 12 pitches, allowed an infield single. He strikes out 1, and that is your ball game there for the Philadelphia Phillies. 6-1 victory. You're now 2 games above 500, 15-13. Just looking at the entire offense today, going up against Christian Javier, the guy that was a part of that combined no-no in Game 5 of the World Series, Game 4 of the World Series last year. And yeah, got yourself a good win. And that's all that matters. I was like, man, when are we ever going to get our, a goddamn hit off of this guy? Because I was thinking to myself, okay, we don't have a couple of hits for the first few innings. Are we eventually going to get that hit to, just get off the schneid and maybe get some confidence against that guy? And we did get the first hit of the ball game in the second inning. It was a JT Realmuto single. Did steal second base, but we weren't able to drive him home. Basically, the first 3 innings of this game for the Phillies, they were very quiet. But then you go to that top of the 4th inning, that's when the Phillies really started to get into Javier. Nick Castellanos found a hanging pitch, crushes it. Absolute pimp job by Nick Castellanos. This ball was murdered. Him just staring at it, going down the line, going near the train tracks. Man, this is a different and more fun Nick Castellanos, am I right? It's very fun to watch him play right now. Then Brandon Marsh follows that up with a double. He then goes to third base on a wild pitch, and JT Realmuto drives him in on a sac fly. And I was very shocked, too, because this was a very shallow fly ball. Very shallow. Not even, honestly, not even deep enough that should score the run. And Brandon Marsh found a way to score. And it was a good throw by Kyle Tucker out there in right, too. Brandon Marsh was just faster. So I guess you could say credit to Dusty Waffen or just credit to Brandon Marsh for being aggressively smart there. Got away with it, and he found a way to score. I was shocked that he scored in that situation. But hey, 2-0 Phillies lead. Alec Boehm then eventually doubled, but Clemens was not able to drive him in. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Astros tried to respond with an Alvarez leadoff double, but Zack Wheeler managed to get out of that situation, which was good. Top of the 5th, a leadoff double by Jake Cave. The Phillies were not able to drive him home. Stott managed to get him over to third base, but Trey Turner then struck out. Schwarber walked, and then Castellanos struck out. So nothing done there. Zack Wheeler has a really good bottom of the 5th inning. He did hit Maldonado with a pitch, and then, the benches started to clear a little bit because Maldonado was kind of salty, and then you get all this connection stuff back to the World Series with, Maldonado, I believe it was in Game 6 where he leaned into one of the hits by Zack Wheeler. He was doing it the entire series, honestly. He was leaning into pitches because, he's a terrible hitter at the batter's box. He's a sub-200 hitter, and, the only way he can get on base is, forcing himself to get hit by pitches. So maybe he deserved that. Maybe he did. I don't care. Phillies won the game. That's all I care about. Then you go top of the 6th inning. After Zack Wheeler gets out of that, JT doubles. And then eventually the bullpen comes in. 2 outs, runner on second base. Boehm and Marsh weren't able to do anything there. And Kody Clemens with the bullpen coming out crushes it. I'm like, whoa. Where is this coming from, Kody Clemens? It was a 3-1 count. My guy got the green light and everything. Dude crushed it near the second deck. Are you kidding me? Kody Clemens, man. Who knew that he was the main guy in that trade for the Detroit Tigers? Who knew he was the main guy? Not Gregory Soto. It was Kody Clemens. Man, that trade keeps getting worse and worse and worse for the Detroit Tigers. Matt Vierling and Nick Maton are not doing good out there. I believe so. That Tigers team is just terrible. Not good offensively. Not good at all. So it's a 4-0 lead going into the bottom of the 6th. Zack Wheeler gets out of that situation after a walk to Alvarez. Strikes out 2 batters to end the inning, Bregman and Tucker. And that would be it for Zack Wheeler. Bottom of the 7th inning, after a leadoff, very annoying bloop single by Jose Abreu, Seranthony Dominguez manages to get out of that inning. He also hits Maldonado with a pitch again, so he got hit twice in this game. So, go figure. But Seranthony got out of that situation. It was 2-1, 2 out with a leadoff hitter on. Then top of the 8th inning, Phillies tackle on some more runs. Marsh walks. Alec Boehm with 2 outs, doubles to right center field. Goes off the wall. Brandon Marsh scores from first base. Kody Clemens then walks. And then Jake Cave, who had a fantastic day at the plate, he drives him in with an RBI single. Makes it 6-0. Bottom of the 8th, Pena hits the home run. Vasquez gets out of that. 1-2-3 basically after the home run was allowed. Phillies don't do anything in the top of the 9th inning after a Trey Turner leadoff single. Also, Castellanos made it first and third, but then Marsh grounded into a double play. Bottom of the 9th inning, Junior Marte out there on the mound gets the first 2 outs, then an infield single, and then a ground out to end the ball game. And that's your win for the Philadelphia Phillies there. Very nice win. Very, very, very nice win. Let's look at the lineup. Bryson Stott went 0 for 5 in this ball game, so he wasn't able to do much. Trea Turner, he got a hit, which was in the later innings in that ninth, but struck out 3 times. Average is now down to 261. Trea Turner is really lost at the plate right now. Like I said, long term, I'm not worried about him, but man, he is lost. He looks like he's trying to do way too much at the plate right now. Just looks like he's trying to do way too much. Overall, yeah, bucket getter. I firmly believe Trea Turner would be fine. It's just rough to watch him right now. It just really is. Like I said, I got spoiled with that World Baseball Classic. I want that Trea Turner to show up, and I think eventually that Trea Turner will show up. It's just he's got a rough go of it right now. I think overall, the long course of the season, he'll be fine. So I'm not worried about him one bit. He's just going through a fit right now, and he'll find a way to get out of it. He's too good to, struggle for this long. Kyle Schwarber goes 0 for 4 in this ballgame with a walk. Nick Castellanos 2 for 5. Brandon Marsh 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a walk. JT Realmuto 2 for 3 with an RBI. Alec Boehm 2 for 4 with an RBI. Kody Clemens 1 for 3 with the 2-run shot. And Jake Cave batting ninth. He was 3 for 4. 3 for 4 there for Jake Cave. Have yourself a day at the plate. In terms of runners in scoring position, Phillies went 2 for 12. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter when you're getting 8 extra base hits in this game. A lot of extra base hits, my God. The 2 home runs, tons of doubles. Phillies were getting a lot of extra base hits off the Astros pitching today. So the runners in scoring position kind of looks a little bit skewed. Just because they got so many extra base hits, driving guys from first base and all that stuff. So really wasn't, I guess, like I said, skewed. A little bit of a skewed stat there. They were good when they got runners on in this ball game. A lot of extra base hits. But yeah, overall, good win by this Phillies team. You get a series win in Houston, the team that beat you in the World Series last year, and you have a chance to go for the sweep tomorrow night. Bailey fought through on the mound. Like I said, this offense has not scored for him basically at all this season. Why not let tomorrow be the deciding factor there? Why not? Offense is going right now. They feel confident. Nick Castellanos is confident. The young guys, the daycare is confident. Once Trea Turner gets going, Bryce Harper comes back. Woohoo! And then eventually with June and Kyle Schwarber. It's funny, too. They showed a stat at the beginning of the game that Kyle Schwarber's numbers, they're just a tad bit better than they were last year. Maybe a little less home runs. I believe he had 7 around this time. He has 5 now. But still, overall, his average is a little bit better. On base is a little bit better. Slugging is a little better. So that's probably the factor with the shift and everything like that. But overall, just imagine, once it gets warm, once it gets closer to June, then we get to see that Kyle Schwarber hot streak. Look out, league. Trea Turner going, Bryce Harper back. These young kids doing a lot. This bullpen being fantastic. Watch out, man. Watch out. Woohoo. Worried about Trea Turner? Julian, you shouldn't be worried about Trea Turner. Yes, he is struggling right now, but he is way too good of a hitter. He is a top player in baseball. He's going to figure it out. He is going to figure it out. He's not going to be Nick Castellanos of last year. He's way too good to be this bad. Way too good. I know we said the same thing about Nick Castellanos, but this is Nick Castellanos. This is Trea Turner. Trea Turner is like a top 10 player in baseball. He'll figure it out. No doubt. I'm sure right now he's just trying to do way too much at the plate. He'll figure it out. I am not worried at all. It's frustrating watching him, no doubt. But you never know. Castellanos sleeper MVP. He's 100 to 1. Yeah, man, he's going good. He's going good right now. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him doing his thing. Looking more confident. He's comfortable now in the city of Philadelphia. Going from Detroit to Cincinnati, like 2 completely different types of cities compared to Philadelphia. A lot was asked of him last year. Maybe he folded a little bit under the pressure. Now he feels comfortable. And this is the benefits that we're reaping from a more comfortable Nick Castellanos. This is the Nick Castellanos we paid. Batting .324. He's got 4 home runs on the year now. Slugging .528, man. He just looks way more confident. And I do think a lot of people were bringing up that his wrist injury was factoring into a lot of it last year as well. Because remember, he did get hit by a pitch, I believe in late April, early May. And he was going good before he got hit in that wrist. And basically since then, he wasn't able to do much. Maybe now that he's perfectly healthy, the wrist isn't bothering him. Maybe that's also a reason why. Who knows? Who knows, though? But still, overall, team's going good. Schwarber does look a little more confident, even though today's not the real factor for that. He went over 4 for 3 strikeouts, but got the home run yesterday, showing a little more pop. Trey Turner will eventually get going. Like I said, he is way too good to be bad for this long. And I do remember seeing Trey Turner is also a notoriously slow starter. So once he gets going, you're going to reap the benefits. Daycare is doing a lot of things right now. Marsh, Bohm, Stott, Nick Castellanos is doing his thing. And the guys at the bottom of the lineup, too, are, chipping off the bench from time to time. It was Pache, but now that he has a torn meniscus, that sucks for him, man. That sucks. I know we went through our stages, the beginning, like the early parts, few weeks, not liking Pache, but the dude turned it around a little bit. Kevin Long definitely had his effect there. His average was above 350, I believe. So, you lose his defense. Maybe you lose a little bit of a spark plug. There was I think, an article from Alex Coffey that she was talking about how Pache just feels more welcomed in the clubhouse. He feels like he's wanted rather than the other teams he's been with the Braves and the Athletics. It just feels like right now he's more wanted than anything. Like the team wants him here, like Bryce Harper gave him a hug. Kyle Schwarber gave him a pat on the back. Like he just feels like he's in a completely different atmosphere. And that culture in the Phillies clubhouse, man, they're close. They're really close. And maybe that was affecting Pache too. Along with Kevin Long's genius. My God. Imagine if he turns Kody Clemens into like an 8 home run hitter. Like seriously, Kody Clemens can get you some big home runs off the bench. Like seriously, he has 2, and both of those were crushed. Imagine a Kody Clemens walk-off home run in the World Series. Oh man, I would not be able to live that. I would probably have a heart attack. Kody Clemens, man. My God. Holy shit. But yeah. Not much else to talk about with this game. It was huge for Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola to build some confidence off these 2 games. They both looked a lot better, and especially against the Astros, that's really good to build some confidence off of. So, got tomorrow night's game, last game in this 3-game set, a chance for the sweep. Bailey Falter is going to be on the mound if my ESPN page would like to load. Bailey Falter against Jose Urquidy. Urquidy is 1-2 with a 5.64 ERA. His last couple of starts have been losses. 6 earned runs against the Tampa Bay Rays. Only went 2 2/3 innings. 4 runs allowed against the Blue Jays. Went 4 1/3. He actually shut out the Pirates. And basically, 3 strikeouts, 4 strikeouts. So he's been a little bit off this year. Why not? Let the Phillies batters get to him. Let's see that happen. Then after that Houston series, you go to Los Angeles, where you're going to find out stuff more about Bryce Harper, because his doctor's appointment, I believe, is supposed to be May 1st in Los Angeles with the guy that he got his Tommy John surgery from. So we'll definitely find out more info on Bryce then. I believe he's going to have another batting practice tomorrow, I believe, in Houston. So we'll definitely find out more just to see how he looks there. With the Los Angeles series, pitching-wise, you're going to have Taijuan Walker on Monday against Gonsolin. Everything sounds fine with Taijuan Walker with a little bit of the tightness in his forearm from his last outing. So hopefully he sounds like he's going to be good to go. Strom is going to be on Tuesday against Julio Urias. And then it looks like Aaron Nola is going to be on Wednesday afternoon against Dustin May. So yeah, definitely. Good chance here to get some wins, because I do believe the Los Angeles Dodgers, I do see your comment there, Bucket Getter. Yeah, they're 14-13. They're basically, they still got their dynamic lineup. I don't believe their pitching has been the same, though. I don't think their pitching has been as dominant. Especially losing a couple of guys last year as well. I don't think they have Walker Buehler this year because he still is out with the Tommy John surgery. So that's definitely a huge loss in their rotation. Let me see Gonsolin's numbers. This might be... No, actually, he didn't have a... Okay, he's had 1 start so far, and that was against the Pirates. Only went 3 1/3 innings, didn't allow runs. I'm assuming he was on a pitch limit. Then Reyes, 3-3 with a 4.41 ERA, so he's been struggling in his last couple of outings. And then Dustin May, 3-1 with a 3.15. Probably been their best pitcher. I would assume Clayton Kershaw has been their best pitcher. Let me see Kershaw's numbers. Where is he at? Kershaw has been their best pitcher without a doubt. So you're dodging him this series. 4-1 with a 2.32 ERA. So he's been dominant. What's Noah Syndergaard's numbers like? Woof. Ay, ay, ay. 0-3 with a 6.58 ERA. Thank God we replaced Noah Syndergaard with Matt Strahm. Thank God. Thank God. Why couldn't we see Noah Syndergaard on the bump this series against the Dodgers? He left 7 earned runs against the Pirates. My God. Noah Syndergaard. I appreciate what you did for the Phillies last season, but man, without your velocity, you were just a completely different pitcher. It sucks, man, because when he had his velocity, he was electric. Sucks to see. Sucks to see. Christian Pache will have surgery on his torn meniscus Monday in Philadelphia. That sucks, man. It does sound like, trying to think. When I looked up, the healing times, it sounded like it was like a 3-4 month type of healing process, maybe 5 month. So maybe, I'm sure we'll find out the entire details when he gets his surgery, but maybe he could be back by September or something like that, so I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Who knows? Dodgers just don't care about the regular season, just get in. They definitely are a weaker Dodgers team than in years past. They're not what the record-setting team, the great team that they had last year. But yeah, that definitely could be a case for them. The entire NL West is very weird this year in terms of record-wise. A lot of teams are. The Diamondbacks are 15-12, Dodgers are 14-13, Padres are 13-14. San Fran is 11-14. And yeah, that's basically it there. And the Pirates being the best team in the National League. Is that going to last? I remember the Pirates being in first place a couple of years ago. Looking at some other teams, the Mets are 15-12. The Marlins are 15-13. The Marlins are above 500, but they have a sub 500 run differential. So either that's going to come back down to earth, meaning the Marlins are going to come back down to earth, or who knows? Who knows? They've scored 96 runs, but they have allowed 131. My God. Phillies are 15-13. Nationals are 9-16. The AL West, Texas is 15-11. Astros are 14-13. Angels are 14-13. Mariners 11-16. And the Athletics are 5-23. My God. The AL Central is god-awful. My goodness. 16-12 are the Minnesota Twins. 13-14 are the Guardians. Tigers are 10-16. The White Sox are 7-20, and the Royals are 7-21. My God. My God. My God. The AL East, that's a stacked division, definitely. Tampa Bay is 22-5. Toronto's 18-9. Baltimore's 18-9. Yankees are 15-12. I know they lost Judge for a little bit. Boston is 14-14. They're definitely the weakest team in that division, but they're still a positive run differential and all that. That's just a tough division overall. But yeah, the AL Central sucks. It's just amazing. It's funny. I know we listened to that rant from the White Sox fan yesterday. I saw a clip that I believe it was the final out of the ball game or something like that. It was in the 9th inning, I believe. Rhys Robert hit a chopper up the third baseline, and it was a ball that he could easily beat up the line. Dude was not even hustling. He was not even hustling at all. It was a bad look for him. The entire White Sox organization is a dumpster fire. My goodness. Thank God I have teams with good cultures like the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Phillies. I could throw in the Sixers there, maybe. Maybe. This whole Joel Embiid situation is kind of scaring me, though. So let's see. Yeah. Let's look at some of you guys in the comment section. Yeah, let's look at some of you guys. Really good team win. Yep, definitely, Scott. Thank you for the congratulations on the 700 subs. Yeah, we did hit 700 subs last night. I believe we're now at 701. So yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button, man. Join the channel. Join a lot here. Yeah, currently 701. Getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. Hopefully Pache is not out for long. He's probably going to be out for a few months, most likely. How nice would it be to see Falter go 6 or more innings tomorrow? It's possible. No doubt. If this was the Castellanos, if Castellanos was performing like this last year, the Phillies would have won the World Series. No doubt. No doubt. Long as a genius when it comes to certain guys. Oh, yeah. When we get Harper back, would you still trade for CJ Cron to make our offense even more deadly? That's definitely a question mark because Bryce is going to DH for a little bit of time. I'm not sure when he's eventually going to transition to first base. I wouldn't be shocked if DD does something. He's probably going to find maybe another back-end starting rotation type of guy and maybe some bullpen help too. I wouldn't be shocked what DD does, no doubt. But then you got to also handle that. When Andrew Painter does get healthy enough, he's going to be in the major leagues. So you're technically adding one of the best prospects in baseball, possibly whenever he gets healthy enough. Maybe he starts out in the bullpen. Then he eventually comes into the starting rotation, basically what the Braves did with Strider last year. Just instead, you're getting Painter later on in the year, so it'll be more effective for you. So you won't have to worry about his innings limit. Thoughts on the A's relocation? That organization is a dumpster fire, but you could definitely tell like they were willing to open the checkbook when they got something open in Vegas. Once they get into Vegas, they're going to spend some money on maybe some guys that used to be star names, but they're really old now, just to get some guys into the seats, fans into the seats there in Vegas. But I wouldn't be shocked too if they just spent money out of the blue. I wouldn't be shocked there. That would be a kick in the fucking testicles to Athletics fans in Oakland, but I wouldn't be shocked. MLB wants to expand. And MLB wants expansion. Half the league sucks every year. My God. Joel needs to be traded. He's just going to get worse. This is why you can't have a center as the best player unless you just want a second round exits. And it sucks, man. It does. It's not even his fault either. It's just unfucking fortunate. That's why it's annoying. He's a fantastic player. One of the best players in the league. He's the best player on your team. Sadly, he can never be available, and it's not his fault either. I just hate that. But who knows? Maybe they're blowing smoke. I don't know. I'm just not confident right now with the Sixers. Depression fact, Athletics are the only Philly sports team to be a dynasty with the most championships. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Not at all. So, yeah. I think that's all we got for today here. So I don't think there's really much to go on here. Is Harper really going to step up too? Well, we'll find out. I do remember seeing that video of him arguing in a Vegas strip club. Not a good look. Definitely not a good look. Let's see. So, I think I'm going to end it here, everybody. Want to go back downstairs, watch some hockey. Stanley Cup playoffs. Leafs, Lightning, Devils, and Rangers. Definitely going to go watch that stuff. So I think I'm going to end it here. So I appreciate everyone here for joining as always. Thank you for getting me to 700 subscribers. Continue to hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. It does me a great deal of service. Let's get our subs closer to 800, then we get closer to 1,000, so on and so forth. Also, drop a like. Definitely helps me out too with the YouTube algorithm. Also, don't forget to check out everything in the description and also use the code TTPSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining tonight.